Welcome to yet another video from Edify Class. In today's video, we're going to be looking at place value of decimals. This is very helpful for children in grades 5 and above to perform decimal operations. And watch the video till the end because it's a very important tip, especially on how to solve decimal subtraction correctly. Alright, so here we get started. We use decimals when we want to represent a value that is smaller than a whole. So let's say I have 3 whole slices of bread and 1/10 of a bread. How do I represent this? So 1/10 is a value that we write using 0.1. So 3 whole slices and 1/10 is written as 3.1. But what if I had a slice which is even smaller than a tenth? We write that as 1/100th, which in decimal value is 0.01. So if I had 2 whole slices and 1/100th, I would write this as 2.01. If I had 3 whole slices and 7/100ths, I would write this as 3.07. So if you notice, there's one fascinating aspect here, which is that the value of the digit reduces as you move towards the right of the decimal point. So 0.1 is bigger than 0.01 because 1/10 is much bigger than 1/100th. Now look at another fascinating aspect. What if I want to put a 0 in front of a whole number? Let's say I have 2 pencils and I put a 0 in front of it. Doesn't change the value. The number of pencils remains 2. But what if I had 2/10 of a bread and I were to write this as 0.02? I were to add a 0 in front of 2. Oh no, that slice becomes really small. So adding a 0 in front of a decimal point value reduces its value, whereas adding a 0 in front of a whole number does nothing to change the value. Now here comes the very important tip that you will find useful in almost all of your decimal operations, especially addition and subtraction. What if you add a value to the right of a whole number or a decimal number? First, look at a whole number. Let's say I have 2 pence. I write it as 2, but now if I were to add a 0 to the right of 2, it becomes 20 pence. I've got a whole lot of more pence with me. But if I had 2/10 of a bread, which is 0.2, and if I were to write and add a 0 to the right of this, it becomes 0.20. Nothing changes, the value remains the same. Isn't that fascinating? So 0.2 is equal to 0.20, which is equal to 0.2000. You could keep adding any number of zeros to the right, and it would do nothing to change the value of the decimal. This is very important when you're doing your addition and subtraction. Let's take an example of a subtraction problem. Let's say you have to do 0.3 minus 0.28. You write this like this, 0.3 minus 0.28, and you're wondering, what are you supposed to subtract the 8 from? But suppose you were to write this as 0.30, which is the same as 0.3, minus 0.28. Now you're very clear that you've got to remove the 8 from a 0. And this way you'll avoid any careless errors that you make while doing your addition and subtraction. I hope you learned something very valuable today. If you like this video, please press the like button and subscribe to our channel.